come May 18th. 4-night concert.
Yeah.
And mayhem yesterday when tickets went on pre-sale. Joining us today in the studio is Eddino. Hello, how have you been, Eddino?
I've been good. How about you guys?
We've been good.
We've missed you.
Yes.
Eddino, who is the entertainment journalist from the Straits Times. And so, Lady Gaga returning after how many years now? Since
10 years?
13 years.
13. So
Wow.
the last time it was 2012. Born This Way Ball Tour, right?
Exactly.
You were there.
I was there the first night at
What was that
Singapore
like?
Stadium. It was great. I mean, you don't have to be a fan of Lady Gaga to enjoy her show because it's such a spectacle.
Yeah.
You've got her, you've got the dancers, and I remember there was this like medieval castle on stage with like moving parts and stuff.
So it's
But that's what it's about, right?
That's what it's about.
This whole spectacle. This is why I like people like Lady Gaga because they get out there and it's more than just her.
yeah.
It's the whole show.
Yeah, it's everything that's happening around her. And to me, that's what real concerts should
It's
be.
theatrical.
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
theatrical.
theatrics. So, what do you think, makes this special? Aside from this being the only stop in her Asia tour, in Asia, right? After more than a decade. This mayhem tour, is it? What's it called?
Yeah. Well, it's not really part of a tour. She hasn't actually announced a tour per se. She's been announcing all these like one-off shows in Mexico, at Coachella, the festival, in Brazil, and then Singapore.
Yeah.
And people are still expecting her to announce a Mayhem World Tour that includes other dates. But what we know right now is this is the only show in Asia. So I think, that's what makes it unusual. You know?
Why are they doing this now? Taylor's done it, and now she's doing it. What is this thing about Singapore, the only show in Asia?
Well, I think from a logistical point of view for tour organizers, you think rather than do like 10 shows around Southeast Asia, you got to set up the stage. You got to tear it down, ship it to the next country, set it up, tear it down again. If they just do one show that's in a place that's very accessible to everyone, everyone just comes in and flies in.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I think from the logistical point of view. And from the stars, it's doing one show, many shows in one place. It's
Correct.
probably preferable to like crossing time zones,
Yeah.
traveling
I
to
guess,
a few places.
It makes sense as well, right? You stay put at one place and then just focus on doing all the shows there well.
True enough.
Okay, so pre-sale tickets yesterday. How did that go? You were monitoring
I
the
was
whole
monitoring the whole
situation.
situation.
Yeah, what was
How
that?
fast were they selling? I heard it went crazy.
It was crazy in the morning. I was talking a lot of the Lady Gaga fans and all that. So it started at like 10 a.m., but I think hours before that, people were on standby, even though you couldn't get in. And then once it started, like boom, you had the virtual queue. And
Yes.
within minutes, because I tried on different devices to go in at, like after at 10 a.m., 10:05 and all that. I think like within 5 minutes, the queue was already like 1 million long.
It capped at just over 2, right?
And I heard, somebody said it went all the way up to 3, but
Woof.
can't be verified.
And
But you know what's happening? I don't think it physically means like 1 million people or 2 million people are trying for tickets. It's everybody's trying on different devices.
Correct.
Yeah.
We've all got our phones, we've got our iPads, you've got the work laptop, you've got the home computer, you've got your friends, your uncles, your aunties to do it.
Yeah, the whole shebang.
Yeah,
True.
shebang.
True.
Okay, so we're going to go on Facebook right now. So join us there as we speak to Eddino.
Putting the drive.
It was pandemonium. But what happens with this is, and we've seen it with other concerts, this is where the scalpers come out.
Yeah.
And tickets were going, minutes after it went on sale, right?
It was already on Carousel. It was
On
already
Carousel.
on StubHub, all the reseller sites, via GoGo and all that.
And it was going for like $30,000 for one ticket.
Oh, somebody went up to 38,888. I remember.
Ridiculous!
Scalping is illegal, am I right?
Technically, it's a gray area.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot of articles that have been written about it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like when you resell it, you can't go to a show and you legitimately sell it to your friend. That's technically not illegal
Right.
in the eyes of the law.
The law.
Yeah.
No. If you sell it at retail price, right? You don't like jack up the price.
Right.
That's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, but then
at 38,888, that's
Yeah.
scalping.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
If you sell it at an elevated price,
I
that's
wonder
scalping.
how the hell they ever think they can get away with this.
They gotten away with.
Yeah,
For the longest
do
time,
it, but
FD.
just
Yeah, I
don't get
guess.
caught.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So weird, man.
Okay, so this new album of hers, Mayhem, is
Yeah.
being praised as a return to her pop roots, right?
Yeah.
How do you think this album compares to previous work?
I like it because
Yeah.
it's a mix of a lot of highly melodic stuff, like very pop stuff, but at the same thing, underlying all this very accessible kind of melodies and pop and sing along stuff is like really dark stuff. Well, apparently she's been like
She's been through a lot.
listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been through a lot. But music wise as well, she's going into like industrial, like a bit undergroundish kind of beats. So you read the stories about how she's working with she's been influenced by Nine Inch Nails and all that heavy stuff and all that.
yeah.
And there's a lot of imagery as well. There's a lot of like darkness. The name Mayhem itself conjures up this
Yeah,
kind
it does,
of
it does.
edgy stuff. Like so, it's a mix of like edgy and pop.
But at the same time, this tour is not connected to that, is it?
Well, she
It's
hasn't
not-
announced it.
She hasn't announced
But
it.
it's coming off the new album, so I expect to see a lot of.
I wonder
new
if we see
songs.
that darkness on stage. It'd be quite interesting to see how she portrays it.
Yeah, because that would be quite cool. It'll make it very theatrical, maybe some immersive. But from the last tour, right? What was the takeaway? Like, why would people enjoy like watching Gaga?
Oh, it's definitely the big setup, the dances and all that. She makes it. Lady Gaga live on stage is very different from the Lady Gaga you see on maybe on SNL or on TV, where she's a little bit toned down. I remember she talks a lot and she says a lot of really funny stuff.
Really? She engages the audience.
crowd. Yeah.
I've always seen her, I don't know, this is my impression of her. She is the modern day representation of Cher.
Well,
Maybe.
Fabby, I'm sorry to say, but I haven't really seen Cher live in person.
but
So
I have.
Okay.
Well, I haven't seen her live, but
Okay.
I've watched her concerts.
Right.
And she's very much the modern day interpretation of Cher.
Okay.
Where yes, I'm there, I am the star,
Right.
but I am backed by this almost mega movie that happens
Right.
in the background.
Okay.
You know?
This is Cher in a prime.
That's Cher in her prime, right? And I see Lady Gaga as that.
Okay.
So
That's a
this
good
is-
take.
Yeah. I think she's got a lot to offer, and I think because of that, she's going to have an awful lot of staying power.
Yeah.
Because like Cher, she will evolve. You know,
Yeah.
Nice.
she won't
Yeah.
stay in one place.
Yeah. I remember the first big concert that she played here. I think her first concert here, I think, was one of the smaller ones with Singtel or some showcase. But then she came back and she did like a proper concert at Fort Canning Park. And this was not an elaborate set like the one at the Bondi Square
Yeah.
Ball.
Yeah.
This was like a pretty simple stage. It's Fort Canning.
Yeah.
You can't do much with that space.
Yeah.
But she was still super entertaining.
This was before she became super
This
big.
was just when she just became big. So it was a Poker Face.
The
time.
Poker
But
Face time.
2009, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. And the fact that she's
Wow.
been at it for so long. I mean, I love Gaga, not just for her music, it's also because of the person she is. She is so, you can tell she's genuine. She's very giving, very loving. I mean, that I think from what I see, and she's a big supporter, of all just different causes.
Yeah.
Right? So that is a reason enough to pay for tickets, I suppose. I mean, the little monsters, is that what
She
they're-
takes care of her fans. She
She-
takes care of her
yeah,
fans.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's why they're
Yeah.
crazy about her. The little monsters in your article that you wrote, right? About the Lady Gaga concert. This guy, he paid $668 for one VIP, ticket.
And
right?
that's one. So I asked him, you just bought one? He said, yeah. You're going alone? He said, yeah. He says, no worries. Once he gets there, everybody will be his friend. It's a community.
Yes.
So it's all right if you just go there alone. You go there, you make friends, you meet.
Yeah. So she's got her group as Tay has her Swifties and whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So he's 25 years old. I like what he said. He's like, when she came in 2012, I was too young to go,
Yeah.
and now I have adult money.
He has adult.
Oh, she's got adult money.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
got-
yeah.
Can you pass me some of your adult money?
He says it's a bit pricey at $668, but it's worth it for Lady Gaga.
I don't think $600 is pricey for Lady Gaga. I think she's
Yeah.
going to be worth
No, but for
every
a 25-year-old, he's probably just starting out on his career.
It's a
you
life
know.
memory.
It's a life memory.
Yeah,
It's a life memory.
It's a night of lifelong memories.
If it's your favorite artist, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think 600 is.
It's
You
a
pay.
good price.
It's a good price.
It's a good price. It's a very good price.
Okay, so you got a question for Eddino.
Shoot.
The throw from left field.
Yeah.
Okay, so yesterday we were discussing this. This has got nothing to do with Lady Gaga.
Oh, okay.
So yesterday we were discussing this. ABBA has this massive virtual reality show,
Yeah.
and I finally showed Carrie a video of it, and she
know.
cannot believe how realistic they look.
They look like they were right there, like 3D in person.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh.
Tina Turner is now registered
Yeah.
to do the same thing. Rumor has it that George Michael and Freddie Mercury are doing it. Kiss is doing it for when they can't tour anymore.
Yeah.
Left field question. In that scenario with ABBA, Tina Turner, who would you want to see perform in virtual reality?
I would say Jimi Hendrix.
Oh.
Big guitar fan.
Yeah.
Big.
Can you
fan
imagine
of-
it?
Yeah.
Jimi
Jimi
Hendrix.
Hendrix. I've only seen all the grainy videos.
Yes, because
You know,
there's nothing
that's all-
really
that's-
clear.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah.
stuff from the 60s. You know, him setting fire to his guitar on
Yeah,
stage.
yeah,
you know.
absolutely, absolutely.
It's just so cool. It's just him and one bassist and one drummer. Just 3 people on stage making such
lot
a
of
big
noise.
racket, making
But
a lot of
that's
noise.
that's what it was about,
That
right?
was
It was
what
the
it's
sheer
about.
perfection of just
yeah, it was
3
just
guys.
him. Yeah, just 3 guys with a lot of charisma and a lot of musicianship.
So Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
We were talking this morning and we said Prince and the Revolution.
Prince, yeah.
Prince and the
Prince.
Revolution.
And then,
but I just said the stage has got to be very small because he's a small fella.
He's got a big band though. A lot of musicians. with
I
him.
think FD went for Elvis.
Elvis.
Elvis Presley. I would want
Because I was too young.
Yeah.
You know,
okay.
I
wait.
couldn't-
Elvis. Which era of Elvis? There's many different Elvis.
Elvis of the 60s.
Okay.
Okay,
Elvis
let's
of
go
the
back on
60s.
air, continue this conversation with Eddino. That sounds insane here on 1FM 91.3, tearing up my heart at 9:30 on the morning drive, Flying Dutchman, Carrie, Chong. And with us here is Eddino from the Straits Times talking about the Lady Gaga concert coming up.
I mean, we strayed away from Lady Gaga into reality, and as we were coming back, it just dawned on me: if it was local artists,
Yeah.
who would you pick to go into virtual reality? I have 2 names, and I swear they're the best 2: Anita Sarawak.
Oh.
Okay.
But she's still
She's
alive.
like, no, but I mean, if
But
they
she's
have-
not performing
She's
anymore.
not performing, right?
Yeah,
Anita Sarawak,
Yeah.
Okay.
and one day Dick Lee.
Dick Lee.
Okay.
They're still alive.
I know they're still alive.
Yeah.
Dick, I'm sorry,
But-
but this is later. You know, when
Yeah.
you're not performing anymore.
We're thinking ahead.
We're
Far
Yeah.
thinking
ahead.
very
Yeah.
far in.
Okay, so the concert tickets went on pre-sale yesterday,
Yeah.
and it was crazy. Scalpers
Yeah,
posting on
nuts.
Carousel and StubHub. Tickets were going for as much as $38,000. You think people would bite at this price point? Crazy, right?
We wouldn't. But I'm sure there's some
somebody.
billionaire's daughter or son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, for them, what's 30K?
You see, I don't have to queue. I don't have to worry about all that. You know,
Yeah.
using 27 computers to try and get one ticket. Here,
Okay.
I just paid this dude.
But how do you know it's legit? Because during Taylor Swift, right,
Yeah,
there were
there were
people.
there were a lot of
I was,
scams.
yeah, I was walking behind this lady, and then her ticket, you know, the printed copy,
Yeah.
turned out to be a fake.
No,
Yeah, really.
No, yeah.
I heard
A
about
lot
that.
of people
Yeah.
were turned away because they had these tickets that were
We're not real.
not real.
Or they made duplicate copies. So the first person who got in, and then the next person using the same ticket couldn't get
Yeah,
in.
so they were scammed.
So,
there's no way really
Yeah.
if
So
you're
it's a-
buying off
yeah.
a scalper.
It's a really big risk.
It is.
that
Can you
you're
imagine
taking
paying
if you're
$30,000 and then
Yeah.
on the day itself not being able to get in? I tell you, cry.
It's a tragedy.
Tell you,
It's
if you could pay
tragedy.
$38,000 and you can't get in, you'll get a helicopter hover over the stadium and watch something.
That's what some people are saying.
Just
Over National
helicopter-
Stadium.
Over National
National
Stadium.
Stadium is
watch the
open,
concert.
right? So you can still see it. Yeah.
No, there were people who didn't get tickets and they were
Yeah.
outside the stadium.
Oh, that's
Just
common. yeah.
enjoying
like
the
Taylor
acoustics.
Swift, right?
Yeah.
There's a whole army of
Yeah.
fans outside. Just
Yeah.
Okay. Do you see a recurring theme in the type of English music artists like coming to Singapore this year? Like mostly pop? The big ones, at least. The big names.
That's an interesting thing, you know. So far this year, this is already March. We're going to April already, and I think Lady Gaga is the only big one.
Yeah.
We've got Chorus, I think, the script and all that. Slightly smaller venues and all that.
Yeah.
But same time last year we had Taylor Swift, Coldplay, Bruno Mars, like almost
That's
like
right.
within 1 month.
Right,
of each other.
in the first half of the year.
But you know what? It's the Asian artists who are coming in big, coming in hot this year
Really?
at
Asian
National Stadium. Yeah,
artists
Mayday, National
Taiwan,
Stadium.
Oh,
yes.
right.
Gem. Yeah.
Okay.
17 K-pop stuff.
Yeah.
So this year, I'm seeing a lot of Asian.
Excuse my
big
ignorance,
Asian
but are they
stars.
going to do this whole 4-5 day thing?
No.
No, they're like 1-2
I think
days,
like
right?
1-2 days, yeah.
But they
yeah.
got a huge following, like Mayday
Huge
and all that.
following.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we go, any final advice for fans who are still trying to get their hands on tickets for Lady Gaga?
Okay, today itself, there's a pre-sale for Klook.
Yeah.
But that means you need to go onto the Klook app. And they're selling packages as well. So this is obviously targeted at the regional tourists. where
Correct.
You get a couple of tickets, then you get your hotel rooms as well.
Ah.
And tomorrow, I think, is the pre-sale for
Live
Live
Nation.
Nation fans and Chris Flyer members.
Right.
And then the general sales start on Friday itself. So, yeah, your
Yeah, I
best
think
bet.
Friday.
Yeah.
Friday they should have about
Friday.
600 tickets left.
Good luck to the 600 fans.
really.
No, I mean, okay,
No,
for me,
they've done it properly.
personally, when I tried to get tickets for Taylor Swift, right,
Yeah.
I managed to get in and then waited for an hour.
Yeah.
So I guess if you really are a hardcore, diehard fan, get your friends to help you out.
Get your
as
friends,
many
get your-
devices as you can, and
Your
then
aunts, your uncles.
and
everybody.
pray,
Cousins.
Yeah, pray. Get down
okay?
on your knees.
Oh, yeah, take leave. Because you're not going to be able to do anything else.
What?
This is true. Yes, take leave.
Yeah,
Okay,
take
bosses
leave.
beware.
Yeah,
Friday,
bosses beware.
people taking
If somebody's
leave.
taking MC and all that, you know.
Yes.
Boss, I won't be able to come in on Friday.
All right. Thank you so much, Eddino from the Straits. Thanks for
my
joining
pleasure.
us here today on 1FM.
The Morning Drive, 6 till 10 a.m.